Okay, so we just come out of Solo, and I am actually pleasantly surprised. It was not bad at all. Alden Ehrenreich actually did a pretty good job in the film. He was the biggest thing I was nervous about when I saw all those trailers, but he was actually pretty good. He didn't mimic Harrison Ford. He played Han Solo his own way, and it was actually pretty cool. The special effects were amazing. The story was great. Obviously some bits weren't as good as the rest of the film. There was good bits and bad bits, like in most movies, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was pleasantly surprised. Now we're eating a gelato messina, and it is a Eton mess, which is strawberries and cream and meringue, and this is a really nice way to top off the night. Full review for Solo coming soon.
What's your name anyway?
Hey, kid, there's a big shot gangster. He's putting together a crew.
You think everything sounds like a bad idea.
If you come with me, you're in this life for good.
I waited a long time for a shot like this. I got a really good feeling about this.
Hey, so Nicole and I saw Solo on Saturday night in Gold Class at Miranda Cinema, and wow, I really did not expect going into this thing to actually enjoy it. Color me surprised. I'm absolutely blown away by how much I enjoyed this film. I had seen all the trailers, I did my trailer reactions, and I was fairly unimpressed. I was not looking forward to this movie at all. Kathleen Kennedy removed Lord and Miller, the previous directors, halfway through production. Majority of the filming had been done. She didn't like the way the film was turning out, so she sacked them and brought in Ron Howard to finish the film. And the word is he did almost 80% reshoots. So I don't know what was salvaged from the Lord and Miller version of this film and what Ron Howard brought to the table, but it was actually quite enjoyable. I was expecting a mess. I didn't buy Alden Ehrenreich as Solo from the trailers. I just couldn't picture him in the role. There were reports also that there were concerns about his acting ability.
What's that?
So all these kind of little things were going against this movie, and I was really apprehensive about seeing it. I mean, truth be told, it's a Star Wars film. I was going to see this at some point, whether it was going to be theatrically or just wait for the home video to be released. The reason we went to the theatre was because I left my previous role and my team gave me some parting gifts when I left, and one of them was a $100 gift card to the movies. And this was over a year ago. We found it on the bench, just sitting on a pile over there. I had completely forgotten about it, so sorry guys. But we found it, and we kind of noticed it only had a couple of weeks left before it expired. So we had to kind of like quickly pick a film that Nicole and I could go together and watch. There wasn't really anything too appealing to both of us, and I was really quite surprised when Nicole actually suggested Solo. She enjoys the Star Wars films, so she was quite willing to come along and see this one with me. And I said, you know what? Okay, we'll go see it. It's not really going to cost me anything, apart from the food. The food at Gold Class, just telling you, beautiful, but damn expensive. It really is. It's crazy. 3 hamburgers and a beer, chips, $35. Tangent. So I went to the film, and yeah, I was sitting there in my seat, waiting for this thing to start, drinking my beer, and was just like, oh, hope this isn't too painful. But I had heard some reports before going in that it was okay and it was a lot of fun. So I was slightly optimistic, but not really. And then the movie started and it was like bang, straight out the gate. Introduced to Han Solo and Qi'ra, and we're off.
I was kicked out of the flight academy for having a mind of my own.
And it was so much fun. I could not believe how entertained I was coming out of this film. I went in with no expectations, which I guess helps. And wow, it surprised me. It really did. My apprehensions about Alden Ehrenreich taking the role of Han Solo from my beloved Harrison Ford surprised me. In the context of the trailers, yeah, it was fairly wooden and not quite believable. But in the context of the film, yeah, he did his own thing. He brought his own swagger. He didn't try to mimic Harrison Ford. He did his own thing, like I said in my opening stinger. And he made the role his own. So he brought his own charisma, and yeah, the dude can act. So that's nice. That's a plus.
I waited a long time for a shot like this.
What do you think? Well, what do you know?
And yeah, I bought it. My concern was I wasn't going to buy the lead role. I wasn't going to buy the lead actor. I wasn't going to buy Han Solo in a Han Solo movie. That's where I was really worried. And he pretty much won me over in the first 5 minutes, and that made me comfortable. And then from there on out, it was just a fun Star Wars ride. Yeah, the argument can be made, do we need these movies? Do we need a Han Solo prequel movie? Do we need Boba Fett? Do we need Obi-Wan Kenobi? Do we need the prequels? No, we don't need these movies. But when Disney bought Lucasfilm from George Lucas, everyone knew that we would be getting more movies.
I got a really good feeling about this.
I mean, it was a no-brainer. And I was ecstatic. And a lot of the people I know were excited too about seeing these movies. So it really kind of bewilders me when we get these new movies, these new sequels to the saga, these standalone Star Wars stories, when everyone starts crying foul and claiming their childhood is raped. We don't need these movies. It's ridiculous. We're getting what we want. Are we not? I mean, yeah, we're going to be fairly divided on this. I mean, the Star Wars crowd is very passionate about their movies. They're very protective. The classic trilogy is held near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. And as we saw with George Lucas making the prequels, you know, Star Wars could go wrong. But not to say that every one of those prequel movies had something good about them, just not as a whole, but there were some awesome bits in those movies.
If you come with us, you're in this life for good.
You might wanna buckle up, baby.
Then we got Force Awakens, and then we had Rogue One. I wasn't the biggest fan of Rogue One, but I dare anyone to say that the last 5 minutes of that movie were not freaking awesome. I mean, wow, that was goosebump stuff. It really was. And the same thing happened in Solo. I'm not giving any spoilers away, but the ending of this movie just left me wanting more. It gave me goosebumps. I was almost standing up and cheering about how happy I was to see what I was seeing on screen, and I was totally won over. So yeah, do we need these movies? No. Are we going to get them? Yes, we are. And the question is, can you go along with the ride? If the stories are done well, and they're fun, and they entertain us, and they're true to the canon of Star Wars and the heart of it. I mean, yeah, a lot of people are going to say that the heart's missing. But if those things are captured right and we're getting these amazing stories set in the Star Wars universe, isn't that a good thing? I mean, yeah, I was apprehensive mainly about Solo because I was concerned about the actor, the lead actor. I mean, Donald Glover in this as Lando Calrissian, sold.
Yeah, I know a guy. He's the best smuggler around.
I heard a story about you. I was wondering if it's true. Everything you've heard about me is true.
Woody Harrelson in this as Beckett, sold.
Hey, kid. I'm putting together a crew.
Emilia Clarke, sold.
You look good. A little rough around the edges, but good.
I was totally in. The one loose cannon was Alden Ehrenreich, Han Solo. That was where my apprehension lied. Yeah, movies have got production issues. Things go wrong behind the scenes all the time. Rogue One had extensive reshoots. This had extensive reshoots. Justice League had... Forget Justice League. But the movie, no matter how it is created or how it's delivered, the final product is the important part, the end result. And for me, yeah, this movie is not without its problems. There are some parts in this flick when I was like, yeah, a bit slow, a bit laggy. but the action scenes were on point. The special effects were amazing. Chewbacca was totally awesome in this. Peter Mayhew no longer playing the role. We now have Joonas Suotamo. I'm sorry, but he is now like he's a giant. He's playing Chewbacca. He was amazing.
Good going on!
We need to divert auxiliary power to the rear deflector shield.
We definitely do.
Since when do you know how to fly? 190 years old? You look great.
Chewie, get in. I'll help Lando.
Thandie Newton. I love Thandie Newton. Her work in Westworld is some of the bravest, most wonderful stuff I've seen in a long time from her. Paul Bettany, once again in the Disney family, but he's doing a different role here, and he was fantastic. I love Paul Bettany. And Phoebe Waller-Bridge as the voice of L3-37 stole the show.
L3!
Let go of the mean man's face.
Who are these guys?
So, yeah, it was an amazingly well done movie, and Han Solo, Alden Ehrenreich, was good. He was no Harrison Ford, but he was Han Solo, and that's all I was really worried about. And the film was just, from start to finish, fun. I wasn't expecting that at all. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Nicole liked it as well. She's a bit more ruthless when it comes to enjoying movies of this type. She did think it was a bit more violent than she anticipated, but hey, it's a war movie. There's going to be some shooting and laser beams and people getting dismembered by Wookiees. No spoilers.
So glad we took this job!
It was really cool to see how Han and Lando met, how Han and Chewie met, the discovery of the Millennium Falcon and all its beauty at the beginning of the film, and how they become Hans. So we kind of knew all these things going in. There's tons of comics and books and things written before about Han Solo. So fans of that stuff, yeah, they're going to find some issue with the movie. Things have been changed. They're not going to hold true to everything that's been written before. Not everything is canon anymore. So yeah, there's going to have some issues with some diehard fans. I never really was a massive diehard fan of Han Solo. I love him as Harrison Ford in the movies, but I wasn't too caught up in his backstory. And therein lies, do we need a Han Solo story? But it turns out, yeah, I thought it was absolutely amazing. And the ending, holy shit, it was amazing. It really was. It just opens the door for more. Alden Ehrenreich is actually signed on for 3 Han Solo movies, so we're going to get 2 more of these things at least. And I'm actually excited for it. The way this movie ended, I'm totally down. If they keep movies to this caliber, if they make them fun, enjoyable, bring the humor, bring the sci-fi and the action scenes, and just the Star Wars music keeps turning up in these things. John Williams isn't doing these anymore, but when his cues appear in these standalone movies, it's just crowd cheering stuff. I am just saying, the musical cues in this, just mind blowing. And the Millennium Falcon, I'm just ranting now. The movie was good. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10 because it was fun. It was fun, guys. It entertained me. And that's all I really wanted it to do at the end of the day. Have some fun. It's not going to be as, well, it shouldn't be as divisive as The Last Jedi. Yeah, that movie kind of upset a lot of people. Took multiple viewings for myself to actually wrap my head around it and enjoy it. But this is just straight up the gate, easy going, laid back humor and fun, and it was entertaining. So what else do you want? I want more Han Solo. Anyway, guys, that's my spoiler-free review on Han Solo, A Star Wars Story. Please check it out. Give it some support. I want more Star Wars movies because they're They're awesome. Don't forget to subscribe. Please leave a comment down below. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.
Get ready.
Thought we were in trouble there for a second, but it's fine. We're fine.
Oh!